Michael van Gerwen has produced the second most comprehensive scoreline of the evening. He's beaten Jan Dekker, a fellow Dutchman, 6-2 here in Hasselt. And MVG plays Ian White tomorrow night. So that's where we stand so far. Just one more match to go. They're already up on the stage and they're ready to go. Two former Lakeside champions in Jelle Klaasen and Kist. And to talk us through it, Alan Warren-Little and John Rawling.
Jelle Klaasen, the favourite to win this one. There he is. Dutchman, seeded number 5. Quarter-finalist in the last 4 years of the championships. Kist, his best twice he's been in the last 32, 2014 and 2015. And Klaasen has the darts, as you see. Second televised encounter between them, this, and Klaasen on career head-to-head stats leads by 4-1.
Yes, that's certainly been the higher ranked player over the last year or so. Kist has had some good results this year. He'll be determined to change some of those statistics.
Klaasen got to the semis back in 2009, where he lost out to the eventual champion Phil Taylor. Phil hammered him 11-3. Got there with good wins against Wayne Jones, Jamie Caven and Colin Lloyd.
Best start from Kist. 140 with the first 2 visits. Should be a good pace of throw for both players. They don't hang about.
50.
Just not found his range yet, Kist. Klaasen the more comfortable at the moment. And certainly now with that maximum to reduce the deficit to 56.
Kist's one of those players who has problems suffering from gout. Flared up a couple of weeks ago when he was beaten by Jan Dekker. Klaasen here, tops needed, double 10 now for the opening leg. There it is.
No drama there. Nice 15 dart leg on throw. Only giving your opponent 4 visits to the board.
58.
Well, he's all over the place at the moment. Kist.
Shaking his head a little bit ruefully as Klaasen continues to bang in the big numbers.
Just not finding it at all, Kist. Klaasen jumping all over this.
Runner-up this year in the German Masters, Jelle Klaasen. 3 times a semi-finalist, twice a quarter-finalist in qualifying events, so he's had a good year himself.
36.
Well, he's all over the place, as you say, Kist. A lot of lads at the moment
84.
watching around the country thinking, I can do better than this down my local. He's just not settled at all.
Well, he's certainly had plenty of time to prepare, knowing he's the last game on.
59.
Maybe not the exact timing, because you don't know how the other 7 games are going to go. Klaasen, no problem at all.
139.
Cruising at the moment.
Barely hits a treble yet.
Double 8 for 2-0.
Oh, was it a drop out or was it just the other side? Yeah, just the other side. It just clipped the flight, didn't it, as it went in?
28.
Well, he's averaging less than 50 at the moment, Kist. Double 8. 2-0.
Well, if the rest of the match continues in this vein, it won't last too long.
140.
Taxis booked.
Just needs to find a treble. Now there's his first. Incredible, really.
96.
Into the 3rd leg. Looking extremely perplexed.
Yeah.
59.
Oh, that missed by a distance, that third one. When you're winning with ease, when the other guy's simply not throwing, it must be difficult, Alan, to at times maintain your own concentration. He's got another one there. Is that the second one he's had?
Yeah, it can sometimes have that effect.
Drag you down, effectively.
You almost think you're in that comfort zone.
105.
But I think he's so far ahead in a comfort zone, I don't think it'll matter too much. It's better. Well, he's woken up.
125.
So, 65 for 3-0. Needed 14 there. Now tops.
45. Christian, you require 121.
Well, a couple of decent visits in this leg. This one is a definite. Treble 17 for Bull. Didn't really frighten the treble there.
57.
So double 10 for Jelle Klaasen. Decent marker. Fives now. Oh, good adjustment. 3-0.
Well, he looks in control. Having to play his best darts here. Nice and steady, 90 average. That's
100.
looks like he could run away with this one.
Well, Kist hasn't come close to winning a leg. He's not really been competitive in a leg as yet.
Well, the first leg was awful, you have to say. Maybe he's just trying too hard to put something right, and it wasn't happening. A little better in the last leg and a half, but still a lot of work to do.
Stating the obvious, he desperately needs to hold his throw here.
He desperately needs just to throw 3 or 6 darts straight. It's a bit better.
60.
Looks like he's lost his throw.
60.
Not that he had it in the first place.
Well, he hasn't had it tonight. He can throw rather better than this, as we all know.
Well, he's normally a solid scorer, but this is, well, he's mad with himself as well as perplexed.
25.
Getting pretty late.
Well, sometimes when you're in that moment there, it's difficult to know what to do because you've got to keep going. You can't stop.
98.
You're in that moment, you're all on your own there. There's nobody can help you.
Klaasen's already on a finish. He's got to find a treble.
47. You require 146.
Treble 18 would leave double 16. And he went for treble 20.
I can understand that if his opponent was on a finish, but with him being on 172, it was a strange choice, really. He knows it as well.
Well, he'll get another chance. The way Kist is throwing, he probably got 6 from here. Tops then. And he puts it away. 18 darts required, and it's now 4-0. Only 2 more needed.
Oh, throwing first here and strolling towards a win.
96.
He's not really being challenged in any department.
Very, very easy for the Cobra. Well, whatever it is, the long wait to be last on is certainly not favoured Christian Kist.
It just looks like he's throwing differently. He seems to be lobbing them. He's more of a player that really attacks the treble and throws it straight at it, and he seems to be lobbing them a little bit. Don't know the reason. Maybe he's trying to change his action or something.
Break at the end of this leg. Is it going to be 5-0 or 4-1? I wonder what Chris Mason will make of perhaps the change in style that Kist has brought here.
125.
The way he's been playing, he'd be better throwing left-handed. He's just not got going at all. Never been kissed, as they say.
How did I know you were going to say that?
32.
Klaasen then for 5-0. double tops, double 10.
90.
Kist breathes again, but has no chance of putting too much on him, I don't think.
No. In that place there, he's obviously he's completely throwing different than he normally does.
47. Yellow required 10. Game
Double
shot on the
5,
fifth leg.
and there it is. Jelle Klaasen has won so far with contemptuous ease. Christian Kist, well, it's difficult to fathom just why he's throwing so badly. But Kist is annihilating, is being annihilated. Klaasen goes to the break, leading 5-0.
Well, the way things are going, we'll only have one more leg of this match tonight. Incredibly one-sided, 5-0, and Christian Kist averaging 62. He's not himself tonight. What's going on?
Well, he's still out there practicing, which I find quite bizarre because it looks like he's carrying an injury, but there could be a bit. He might be getting the yips or something. Might be getting a little bit of dartitis. There's loads of gossip going around that he was carrying an injury coming into it. So, but if he was injured, I don't think he'd be practicing in the break, which he is now. He's really jumpy on his release, on his throw. You can see now, on release, his arm's lifting in the air, which is usually a sign of someone who's either got a little bit of dartitis coming or trying to get over it. But yeah, he's not himself because his action's usually lovely and smooth. But look, that's not good.
Yeah. Not looking good for him, just one leg to go. But looking at the bigger picture tonight, we've had some cracking matches, haven't we? Really, really good. Not so ideal from the local crowd's point of view, in that both Belgian highbrecks have gone out, both on the decider as well.
Yeah, I was unlucky. Ronnie both games sort of popped and fizzed, but never really caught fire. And yeah, I know Kim and Ronnie were both absolutely devastated to take the loss because it was so important with a home crowd, you know, to go up there and perform. And they both did, but it was just a bit scrappy.
Okay. Apparently it's arthritis, Christian Kist's problem.
Well, he had problems in his last tournament, didn't he, when he was beaten 6-0 by Jan Dekker, and he was literally in tears. The pain in his throwing hand, which had swollen up, that was a couple of weeks ago, a European Tour event in Göttingen. And maybe it's a recurrence of that. He's having a miserable time up there, and you kind of feel sorry for anybody who's having the difficulties that he is. It doesn't look like the man that we're used to seeing.
Absolutely, yeah. I know he's been a long-term sufferer with gout. If it's in any part of your arm or hand, that's going to be extremely difficult to throw. Well, I just noticed early on he was throwing different, so maybe he's trying to lob them a little bit differently and throw without holding it as tight.
58.
But he's struggling, is the lad.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a mare up there.
100.
Kist in his third European Championships to the last 32, 2014 and 2015. Mervyn King and Roby John Rodriguez accounting for him on those two occasions. Nice setup from Klaasen.
No, leaves himself double top for the match. Christian Kist's last throw. Yeah, you can see the head drop in there. He's really struggling up there, is the lad.
No, you feel sorry for him, don't you? I mean, I think he feels embarrassed. 10s then for Klaasen for 6-0, and there it is. Jelle Klaasen, a little shake of his head. He knows that Christian Kist was not himself up there and can do very much better. But on this occasion, for whatever reason, it just wasn't there. And a sympathetic pat on the back from Jelle Klaasen through to the next round. And he has thrashed him 6-0.
A thoroughly unpleasant evening for Christian Kist, suffering with arthritis there, whitewashed by Klaasen. In the final match of the night, most of them, though, have been pretty close, apart from Kyle Anderson there, beating John Henderson in the middle there. But 3 matches went to a decider. Gerwyn Price early on, seeing off local favourite Ronnie Highbrechts. Alan Norris looked good against Mervyn King. Ian White taken to the decider by Darren Webster, had 2 darts to win that match. John Henderson, as I mentioned, going back to Scotland. Simon Whitlock beating James Richardson 6-3. Another cracking match between Mensel Sulevic and Ronnie's brother Kim, again a local favourite here in Belgium. We've got 1 left tomorrow, and Michael van Gerwen making light work of Jan Dekker. And Klaasen safely through. So we were saying it wasn't a great night for the Belgians, but which other scorelines took your eye there tonight, and matches?
I thought Price held it together well. He averaged 96 in the end. I thought Kyle Anderson was tidy, especially with how well John Henderson's been playing of late. Everybody seemed a bit edgy. Very few relaxed-looking performances, apart from MVG, who didn't really set the world alight himself. He only averaged 95. And then a tidy performance there by Jelle, average 92-ish, so it's tidy enough.
Yeah, well, let's hear from Klaasen now. He's downstairs talking to Dan Dawson.
Yeah, a 6-0 win, but it's always tough when you're up against a guy you can tell is in so much pain there.
Yeah, I know exactly how he feels. I've been like that for 6 months, so it's terrible, but I have to do my job, and I'm happy with the win.
It was a professional job. You're through to the next round. This is a tournament where you made the quarterfinals the last 4 years running, so you know what it takes to go on a run.
Yeah, I always do well at this tournament, but I have to play a good friend of mine next round, so it's going to be tough. But I feel good, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow evening.
Yeah, taking on Kyle Anderson, he's a guy who's probably playing the best darts of his PDC career. Probably a very different proposition tomorrow than it would have been, well, a year ago, say.
I don't know. The last time I played him in the Europeans, he smashed me because he played brilliant, so it's not going to be totally different. No, I'm just going to play my game. I know I have to play well because he's playing well. I hope I'm a little bit more focused than today, but tomorrow will be different.
You started this year in incredible form on the Euro Tour. Weirdly, since you had your operation, it's gone away a bit. This is a good platform for you for the rest of the season if you can put a run together, though.
At the moment, I'm not thinking about performing well. I just want to be ready for the World Championships. Even though I played well at the beginning of the year, because I had the injury, there was no pressure. Since the surgery, in your head, you know you're fine, so you have to perform. And then because you can't practice, the results are terrible. So. No, but I've been practicing the last few weeks and it's going better and better. So hopefully when the World Championships arrive, I'm in good form.
Well, professional job tonight. Congratulations, Jelle.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, professional job. He could only face the player in front of him, and Christian Kist, with that arthritis in his arms and his legs. He's been suffering from it for a number of years, and pretty painful up there as well.
Yeah, that must have been what was causing the jump on the release of the throw. He must literally been playing in so much pain, which is why I was surprised he stayed out during the break. But you know, you can't pull out of these events. You know, it's a professional sport, and I suppose he's earned his right to be here. So he collected his prize money, and off home he goes with a 6-0 drubbing. But yeah, it must be a concern for the next few months, especially as it's probably dart's most busiest period.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that time of year, isn't it? But looking ahead to tomorrow, we've got another lot of mouth-watering fixtures to look forward to. I've got a funny feeling you're quite looking forward to Rob Cross versus Martin Schindler. Not a tie we get to see very often, this type of match.
Yeah, both young up-and-coming players. It's an exciting one. Schindler now is really sort of Germany's #1 player. Max Hopp's really finding things difficult at the moment. A lot of pressure on his shoulders, but looking forward to Clayton and Van der Burg. That's going to be another tight match, and of course we get to see the regulars, Chisnell, Gurney, now the Grand Prix champion against Beaton. It could be an awkward match, and especially looking forward to seeing Cullen and Bunting. Bunting's playing really, really well of late. Got his form right back.
Yeah, absolutely. What about Peter Wright? We know that he won the German Darts Masters recently, not necessarily on top form. He didn't have to be for much of the tournament. Do you see him going all the way?
It's a tough draw. Ratajski's very, very good. He won the World Masters recently, and in that he started from the beginning, not a seeded player, so started in the bottom of the draw. And every match he played on TV, he was averaging in the 90s and touching 100 at times. So that's a tough game. He won't be scared of playing Peter Wright. No pressure on him, no expectation. And you never know with Peter. I mean, he's rock solid. He's a serious professional player nowadays who's looking to win, titles in every event he's in. But could be a dodgy game.
Yeah, and Daryl Gurney, somebody that a lot of people will be looking forward to seeing after his recent success at his first major as well in Dublin. He's up against Steve Beaton.
Yeah, another one who you never know which Steve's going to turn up. If the very best version of Steve Beaton turns up, he's got a game on his hands, Gurney, because it's only a short race. It's only to 6 legs, and they're the kind of games that we genuinely see upsets in, as tonight we've nearly seen a few.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing Daryl Gurney, not just because of the talent that we know he has, and now that we know he can lift a trophy, but you like a little character, don't you? You don't mind somebody who's got a bit of edge to them.
You need people who's got a bit of fire in their belly. I like to see people play with emotion. Some of the things he does can be sort of perceived as being a bit too much, gamesmanship, but he settles himself. He prepares himself for a throw, and it looks like he's sort of stalling for time or, playing a bit of tactics. But yeah, I think it's great. I think we need characters. Column inches and all that. It's essential for any sport to have characters. Snooker has Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's keen to bend the rules at times. So it's all good. It's all good fun. They're all good mates afterwards. So there's never any fisticuffs.
Not that we see.
Yeah.
You get to hear all the gossip, by the way, don't you? Wish we could tell you. But Michael van Gerwen, we were talking about his injury and the ankle problem that he had. He assured us that he was fine and safely through.
Yeah, he looked good, didn't he? There was no limp. I spoke to him briefly before. He said he feels 100% and he's looking forward to... I think it's just an injury he has to manage. As we know, it can't be managed through medication. I think it's either one or two things. We think it might be gout, but... yeah, he looked really, really comfortable. Didn't play that well, but one but last on. It's been a long night, so I wasn't surprised that he didn't really fire on all cylinders. But we know he's got so many gears to go through, and we'll see the best of him in the next round, I'm sure.
If we see the best of him throughout, then he's probably going to win this thing. But we shall see. Thank you, Chris, for now. We'll let Alan come back here again tomorrow, when we're back at 12:45 on air on ITV4. Live coverage of 8 further first-round games from the European Championship. And then tomorrow evening from 7 o'clock, we'll really crank up the volume with the second-round matches. So we will see you tomorrow lunchtime. You know the time, you know the place. We look forward to seeing you then with Alan. Goodbye.
So good. Hit the horn. Good God, tell me.